Hey, what's up? It's Aaron, and welcome back to the Cash PT Lunch Hour podcast. Today, I'm bringing a special episode for you on the 6 steps to dominate in business and in life before the end of the year. Look, 2020 has been one of those years with an asterisk, and that asterisk means it's going to be your best year ever and is happened for you, because really the only way to move forward with this is to take it, figure out what are the lessons, and how do we grow, change, and expand. So in this talk, you're going to learn about the principles that my mastermind students and coaching clients are using to achieve their best months ever. Like, I've had at least 10 people who I work with closely report record months, record sales, record numbers of patients, record numbers of revenue, record number of vacation days, actually. I have one mastermind member who isn't even in town anymore. He's living in LA when his clinic's up in Oakland. So this is a talk I gave a few weeks ago at our Platinum Mastermind Retreat. These are 2-day retreats where we bring in some special guests, we do workshops, we create, we plan, we do hot seats, everyone gets a 90-day action plan and action strategy. And looking back, I realized that this talk I gave at the beginning of the 2-day retreat was so important and special and vital to the Platinum Mastermind members, I wanted to share it with you on the podcast. So we meet 3 times a year in person. Outside of that, we're meeting almost weekly on group coaching calls, and we have our private group so that we can really work together to grow and expand. And these are people that I work with personally. And like I said, no less than 10 of my coaching clients and mastermind members have hit record months this year in 2020, even during the pandemic, COVID, and during uncertain times. So I wanted to bring this talk with you so you can learn the 6 steps you need to take and the 6 action strategies and mindsets that you need to adopt to make sure that 2020 is your year and your business continues to grow and serve patients. So I hope you're enjoying the show. Put down your pen and paper, pull over the card because you're going to want to take notes on this one. What we're going to do is I'm going to go over the 6 steps to dominate before the end of the year. Okay, there's no notes in your book, but there's a space in the back if you want to write notes. Pull out your browser and take some notes, but here they are. It's like, look, 2020 is going to be your best year ever. And it can be, because there's so much opportunity out there. You already heard from people who are already crushing it. I know that there's no less than 6 or 7 of you that have had record-breaking months or best year ever, more time ever, more time off, right? More patience, more independence, more satisfaction. Like, hey, I don't even have to do what I was doing. Like, I'm doing what I am doing. And I love it because, I'm passionate about it. I already shout out everyone who's hitting some of these records. July was my best month. It wasn't the best month for my clinic, but it was the best month for all of my businesses combined. And I didn't realize that until I'm in a Facebook group with some entrepreneur. It's like some entrepreneur Instagram group, and I don't get that much out of it, but it showed up my Facebook feed, and it was like, I think it was like, what was your best month ever? And I went to this Stripe, and I was like, holy shit, July was like my best month yet. And I was like, wow, I didn't even realize that. I didn't even know. I knew I met with my accountant, and I know that this year is up over 2019 financially, but I actually 2019 I did 82 days out of town with my family, and 2020 has been 12 maybe a couple days in January, and we did a week in June, and then a weekend last month. So I've traded money for time this year, and what I want you to know is that you can do it because other people are doing it. But the people that aren't even getting close, they're letting 2020 kick them in the face, and they're stopping and they're not getting up. So step number 1 is don't stop and never quit. It doesn't matter how hard it hurts or how bleak the future looks, you can't quit on your dream. Okay, because failure is not fatal. And if you wake up every day and you're like, okay, how am I going to figure out my problem today, figure out a solution to my problem today, you're going to win eventually. Because failure, struggle is opportunity for growth and learning. I think there's a saying in the Israeli army, it's what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. And I learned that from my cousin when I was living with him when I was a year after college when I lived in Israel. Spent a lot of time with him. He was like, I can't remember what the Hebrew is anymore, but it's basically, if it doesn't kill me, it makes me stronger. Right? So don't stop, never quit. Like everyone else is going to stop. You guys, you can't stop, and I'm not going to let you. So you have to keep doing it. Number 2, you have to relentlessly market your business. Okay? Marketing doesn't work if you can't sell on the back end. But if you know how to convert people to some product or service, then once you get that figured out, now it's how do we market it, right? You know, Adam, I think, is running into a point where he's like, well, it doesn't feel like the group I have is hitting the item I want to sell them. Okay, but that doesn't mean we need to stop. That means we need to figure out, like, what's the different message? What's the different market? How do we change the marketing, or how do we adjust it? I've had to do the same things in the last month. The emails I've sent out, many of you have read, people are responding to them differently. I sent out from Paul Wright, who was our guest in May. He sent me an email and he's like, Aaron, I'm doing this virtual summit again, and you are in the recording and we're putting it on Evergreen. I would love it if you could send out an email for me, and be happy to send out something for you. I sent it out and I had like a 2.8% click-through rate, which is huge. Generally my emails get about a 0.8 to 1.5% click-through rate if I'm promoting something of my own, which is pretty good. You know, I'm sending it to 2,500 to 3,000 people. I'm getting about a 20 to 30% open rate. And well, like it was a free offer, but you know, I sent out a very similar email for Lewis the week before, and it only got like a 1.5% click. I mean, maybe even less. I had like 15 people go to Lewis's 5-day challenge, and it was basically for a podcast versus Paul's, which was maybe a little bit more appropriate for the people on my list. It was more business oriented, but like 70 people clicked through his link. At the same time, in between those, I'm sending people out emails, and no one's really, people are clicking on the link, but no one's responding to the offers. So if I look at that and go, okay, well, I'm going to stop emails because people aren't responding to my emails, then the money stops flowing. Well, what am I going to do? I'm going to switch it up and try some different things, try different messages, try different emails, but I'm going to keep doing it because eventually something's going to change. School's going to be back in session. People are like, hey, yeah, it's time to get into the Cash PT Blueprint, or hell yeah, it's time to get one of those free TVDs that you've been offering me. When the marketing stops, the money stops. You have to keep getting out there and marketing your business. Number 3, get creative and solve problems. Like solve your problems, solve other people's problems. Okay? It's the bigger the problems you can solve, the easier people will be willing to part with their money. Okay? So think about it, and everyone's problems have changed. Before COVID, this summer on lockdown, now that the economy's opening back up or people getting out there, the problems are changing. The reasons they want therapy or they want your help or they want to buy something online have changed. And they're shifting. 2020 isn't a year of playing golf. We don't know where the hole is. It's more like playing tennis. And I'm going to give Jake, if he's listening, credit for this one. Because he started telling me, we were talking about this back in like April. And it's like, we're playing tennis. Like, we're hitting the ball across the net, but we don't know where it's coming back. Maybe it's more like playing racquetball. Tennis you might volley back and forth. If anyone's played racquetball, it's like 2 or 3 hits and point. There's not, that is such a hard sport, or even squash. It's like, damn, the ball's even smaller. With golf, we know where we're shooting. It might take us 10 hits to get there, but with tennis, it's going to come back so fast, you don't know what's changing and where it's got to be. So you have to be willing to get up every day, take action, and figure it out, and relentlessly get after it. And be creative. And you're like, man, okay, this shot's coming at me, I don't know exactly what to do. We went from offering a free total body diagnostic to a $35 one. No one's really objected. Even if they go through the whole Lincoln funnel that says free, we tell them on the phone that it's going to be $35, and it's just a nominal fee. And people say, well, I thought you said it was free. And we're like, yeah, it is free when you decide to enroll in one of our plans of care. We're charging a $35 fee because basically, we've got to spend the time to clean the whole place and be with them, versus, before COVID, it didn't really matter. Now it's like we're doing 2 different rooms, or we got to have time between, and I don't want people coming into our clinic who aren't serious about doing something and taking action. And we've had, most people will convert, but we still had about 30% of them will pay the $35, and I need to think about it, and some of them will come back and some of them won't. But it's, at least they're putting down something. It's a low barrier offer to get them in the door, but that's something we did because the problem was I don't want to give free to everyone and have people come like tire kicking and bring all their germs in our clinic when they're actually not serious about working with us. So the bigger the problems you can solve for people, the more easily they're going to hire you to help them solve it. So you got to figure out what's their problem. And remember, you are not your customer. That's one of the biggest mistakes you can make, is thinking that you're your customer. One of the most helpful things that I've done since hiring Delisa is, as she's brand new to both of my businesses, is to have her go through our funnels and sequences, because she's more closer to my customer than I am, and she can see, oh, if we reword this, this will be a little, it'll get people moving past this point. So like we had our podcast survey. It was asking questions like, if you reword it this way, it'll be easier. It's like, even like, insert a 100-word bio versus just insert your bio. It's like, we can make it 100 words on our end, but people would, ooh, I gotta have a 100-word bio, now I gotta spend a day or 10 thinking about it, and they never get on the show. That's just one little thing. So, you're not your customer. So, get creative, solve their problems, get in their head to figure out what are the problems they're having, ask them, hey, what problems are you having? What do you want to learn more about X? What's your number one struggle with back pain, or getting back to the gym, or running, or growing your business, etc. Okay, number 4, look for solutions. Look for the solution. Because, and I know you guys aren't really there, but I see this all the time. People posting, like someone posted this morning, and it was like, hey, are there any resources out there? And you're like, I'm a student in my 3rd clinical rotation. Are there any resources out there for a cash-based practice? And I'm just like, go to fucking Google. I didn't say that, but I'm like, hey, yes, don't let Texas's direct access laws keep you from doing it. Don't let anyone tell you can't as a new grad, because I've helped 35, 40 new grads start a business. And search Google, you'll find it, because I didn't want to be self-promotional. But I'm just like, go look for the solution. Like, there's a person who's like waiting for someone else, almost waiting for someone else, but maybe it's easier to post in there. Like, that's what groups are, but I'm not my customer, right? Neither of you. But go look for solutions. You got a question? Go look for it. Figure out, like, are there 3 or 4 solutions? Does someone else have a solution to my problem that I can model and adapt? And some of the information that I've shared from you are problems that I had, solutions I found, and had to adapt from other industries. I've adapted them back and forth. So go look for solutions as well. Look for solutions for yourself, and look for solutions for your clients. That's not just going and checking out what's the latest research and applying those strategies, but it's, okay, I've got all these people coming in, but they're saying no. Well, what is the solution that they really want? And looking for a solution may not be always searching the internet. It might be going and looking to your email list or the people that follow your contacts and saying, hey, what's this problem you're having? What's the solution you're looking for? What would you rather have happen instead? If you're struggling with back pain or knee pain right now, what would you rather have instead? Comment below and let me know. So go out and look for those things, because really it is. It's right now is a game of it's like we're finding we got to find the shot. We got to find where the ball is coming from. We got to find where we want to put the ball, where we want to hit it back, so we can get it in the bucket. It's like we're playing a bucket game, and we can't see the bucket, but we got to look for it. And if I only step to the left a little bit, I will see it. And that's where the success is hidden, is in the people that are willing to step left or right, get up every day, try it again, and find those solutions. Because that's all I do. And you guys are in the right place, because sometimes a solution takes an outside eyes, and having outside eyes on your business and career is great to find, hey, Look, the solution's right there, you just can't see it. But can you do that for yourself and for your clients to help speed up everyone's process? And then that's how we make 2020 best year ever. Number 5, your time is more valuable than money. If you have kids, you probably are starting to feel it if you haven't already. Right? Time is more valuable than money. My time is more valuable than money. I look at my business, I look at actions I'm taking in my time currency and not money currency. Okay, like mowing the yard. It was one of the first ones that went away a few years ago before I actually had the awareness of what this was. My wife was like, you're just not able to mow the yard. I'm just going to hire this guy, it's $60 a month and he's going to mow the yard 2 times a month. I was like, oh no, but I really want to mow the yard. It's not that hard, but I would never get around to it. And it would always be a chore. But I realized she did me a favor. And then I told her at the beginning of this year, I was like, look, I no longer do handyman stuff or plumbing around the house. Well, then COVID hit and I had to work on it a little bit because we didn't want everyone coming in. But it's like, I would rather spend an hour with my kids than 4 hours going back and forth to Lowe's on a Saturday to try to find the right part for the fucking toilet. Who wants to do that? I'll go get the universal flapper and I come back and put it on my toilet and this is not the right flapper. I'm like, but it said universal flapper. Right? It doesn't fit. So I'd rather pay someone $85 to fix that so I can go spend 3 to 4 hours with my kids and not have to worry about that. I would also want to know, well, how can I get more time? I don't want it working hard and being successful. Being successful isn't about working hard or harder. Most Americans in our culture thinks that in order to get ahead, you have to work multiple jobs and you have to work longer hours. Yes, I work long hours. But I'm able to do what I do because I delegate rather than doing it all myself. People say, Aaron, how can you do it all? Well, I got people that work for me and they don't see that. I think they still think this is like a hobby and it's something I'm just doing on the weekends, like they might be thinking, but it's my full-time job, and I've hired people like Brenna and Delisa and Jake and Amber and Caitlin to do a lot of the work for me that allows me to reach millions of people, or hopefully hundreds of thousands of people at this point, hopefully millions at some point in the future. There's no way to quantify that, but it's time. So how are you spending your time every day, right now, daily? How do you spend your time at work and how do you spend your time with your family? Because what we want to do is figure out how can you get more work done and spend more time with your family or more time on vacation or more time, working out or doing what you want to be doing. Right? That's really the secret to passive income, is spending your time working on something and allowing the systems to generate the sales for you. That's really what passive income is. And the systems includes other people as well as software. So how are you spending your time every day with your family? And we're going to talk a little bit about this later in the day, but I'd love it if you guys just comment what's the thing that takes the most time out of your day right now? Where maybe you feel the least productive. Or it's I can tell you, for me, when I feel like I'm sitting there and making sure my kids brush their teeth and they get ready for bed, and it just takes 30 minutes, but I can't. I'm like, well, I can't do anything. I can't, it's that time, it's I can't do anything except sit in the hallway and make sure they get these things done. It's I'm just this air traffic controller. It's I can't get to spend time with them. We don't get to hang out. It's just managing. Or when Andra's asleep, Andra's taking a nap, I really have to make sure the kids don't run upstairs and wake her up, because the last time I thought we were all good, I went to the garage to spend some time by myself on my vintage scooters while the kids were playing Minecraft, and they woke her up. And I was like, oh, you're awake? I was like, I didn't know that. Well, it's so if I'm not doing that, then I'm watching the kids show for the 20th time. My kids aren't paying attention to me while they're doing Minecraft. If I'm doing Minecraft, they just yell at me about how I'm not playing it correctly, and I'm just sitting there not getting anything productive, but what I am getting is wife happiness, partner happiness. So I do get something out of it. And when I look at these things, I say, okay, I'd rather pay someone to do the plumbing, do the yard, even right now, do the shopping. The only problem with shopping is they pick out terrible produce. so I can spend more time with the family in the periods between those that really matter, like bike rides, family walks, going to the beach, coming into work, and tackling my day and getting my most important deep work done in the morning, so that we can have a team meeting at 11. I can go to lunch, come back, record some podcasts and some content, and maybe finish out the day with a Facebook Live. Time is more valuable than your money. So how are you spending your time? Right? And where can you buy your time back? Where in your business can you buy your time back? So start thinking about that. Like, what processes are happening that you can pay someone to do it, or find a system or service to do it for you? One thing that we did here is Brenna was manually pulling all the name, phone number, contact stuff out of the Cash PT Nation, but we got a software, it's called Group Leads. It was, I think it's like $95 for the year, and it's a little Chrome app. She logs in, it pulls all that info to a spreadsheet, puts them into ActiveCampaign. Just saved her 2 hours. I got 2 hours of time back from Brenna to go create more content. Where did I buy my time back? Well, I hired Brenna 2 years ago. I just hired Delisa, and you guys have met her. She's taken a lot of things off my plate. We're doing a launch starting tomorrow, and I'm going to be on a call with you guys. Mondays, Yom Kippur, I'm really not going to be working, but Delisa and Brenna are going to be managing this like relaunch of Income Impact Academy. So I bought some time back. Dr. Herzog, Caitlin, Derek, Tyler before her, and Derek. I bought 25 hours a week back from treating patients so I could help grow my clinic and grow the coaching business. Not really grow the businesses, but to reach more people with the same amount of time, so I can spend more time with my family and my kids. Is this making sense to you guys? Okay. So where can you buy your time back? And then where can you buy speed? Right? Because you guys are all smart. But where can you buy speed? Sometimes getting someone else to do something takes more time. Right? Like, oh, I could do it myself and it'll be done today. Does it need to be done today? Right? So planning, buy speed. I buy speed, buying knowledge, but not just gathering knowledge, but like critical knowledge. So getting a PT to help me see that it's my left ankle that's causing my knee to feel weird when I squat, and not my knee or hip. I need some outside eyes. Getting coaching, which is what you guys are doing, and you're here. It's like you're buying speed. That's what I pay Bedros for. That's what I pay my PT for. Well, actually, I don't pay per visit. I pay her per year. Where do I buy speed? I buy speed from other people. Like, I'm smart enough to do a lot of this on my own. But what I have to recognize is if I'm doing it all on my own, I can only grow at one speed. So it's delegating. I buy speed by delegating, because if I delegate, maybe I can get it done faster, but I can delegate 3 or 4 things in a week that get done, but now I can go do higher value activities like sales, enrolling people. Even if you're the only one enrolling people off a free TVD in your business, but your therapist is treating them, that's what I did for a while. As I was bringing on each of my therapists, is like, when I was still treating, it's like, that's what I did. It's like, hey, and Dr. Herzog and I are going to be taking care of you, and you're going to see her next week because she's really the specialist in knee pain and running, and boom. I can do the sales and enrollment and offload people. Like, think about it like large gyms. The gyms I know that are crushing it, they have a salesperson. And the salesperson doesn't always do the training, and the salesperson isn't always the gym owner. So where can you buy back your time, and where can you buy speed? Because the faster we get to the result, the sooner we get the impact, the progress, the time off, etc. Okay, and I'm going to show you one. So number 6 isn't. I'm going to do a little screen share and show you some of the tactical moves you can make right now. You're not going to do this right now because Lewis is coming on in like 9 minutes, but I'm going to show you one of the things that we're doing right now, and it really is number 6 is stay on top of your game. Stay on top of the trends and what's happening in the world. And so for me, right now, one of the things we've changed is we've gone and updated my social media profiles in the last few weeks. And we haven't done, you won't notice too much, but it's just little minor tweaks. I'm going to show you the 3 of them that are generating the most traffic and some of the things we're doing on there, so you can think about it and go, ooh, and you just go and like open mine up later, tonight or tomorrow, and model what you're seeing. So just to review, don't stop, never quit. Relentlessly market your business. Get creative and solve problems. Look for solutions. Buy your time back, or recognize that time is more valuable than money, because look, money comes and goes, but your time is always ending. I'm 46, I'll be 47 in December. I'm only going to live so long. There's always more money I can go out and find. Money is exchanging hands. Just so you guys drive this home, like 2020, money is scarce for some people, but not for all of us, or not for us. It's like, how do we go, there's not one pie, it's how do we go bake another pie? How do we go make another pie? Like, I can tell you what, I can go home and I can make more pies. So I can come into work next week, something doesn't work out, I can make another pie. Cash PT Blueprint wasn't selling much this summer, so I made another pie. It's called Income Impact Academy. The free TBD wasn't working, we made a $35 one. We moved, in-person wasn't working, I made a telehealth. Like, I didn't have to do telehealth before March. We can always make another pie and help more people. We just had to figure out what flavor of the pie is that they want to eat. Hey, thanks so much for listening to the show. I hope you got a ton of action steps and actionable insights and strategies, and you know exactly how you're going to dominate the end of 2020 and make this year the best year ever. So if you got anything from the show, I would greatly appreciate you going follow me on Instagram at Aaron LeBauer and do a little Instagram story and share your number one insight, action step, or something like that, whatever you got from the show. And I'd love to reshare that with my followers. And by the way, if you'd like to join us at our next Cash PT Platinum Mastermind retreat or work together with me personally, I'd like to invite you for a strategy and scale session where we can get together and figure out where you are now, where do you really want to go, what kind of impact do you want to have for your family, your community, and give you a 90-day action plan to get there. Just go to cashptmastermind.com. That's cashptmastermind.com, where you can check out all the results people are getting, more information about our program, and apply to get on a call. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.